speech tonight is called Persuasive Speaking, and it is about using gestures and eye contact to connect with our audience. So let's start off talking about eye contact. Eye contact, so this is what I've researched, is the single most important thing we can use in connecting with our audience. And to prove that point, they say that this is the most important thing as far as persuading. And even if I want to reach you, if I care about you, if I want to have empathy that you get my message, I got to put you before me. I got to care about you more than me. I got to reach out to do that, and eye contact is one of the ways to do that. So let me try, for example, Christine, how long can we look at each other? I don't know if I can do this with you before you blink or look away, but we should be looking at each person 3 to 5 seconds. I can see I'm not going to win with you. And a study, to point out how important this is, in a study done at Cornell University for Trix, the Trix cereal, they manipulated the gaze of the rabbit. He looked away, and they had him looking right at you. And believe it or not, I'm sure you know the answer to this. When the gaze was directly at you, they sold way more boxes of cereal than any other brand, as unhealthy as it is, at least at that time. So let me go over a few facts that I discovered about eye contact. First of all, when you use eye contact, people, when you talk to them, when you give a speech, it forces you to concentrate more, to slow down, to be more assertive, confident. And if you don't, if you just gaze over the audience, you have a tendency to get tripped up because you're going to be picking up extraneous information that the brain doesn't need. When you don't use eye contact when you're speaking to your people, they're not going to look at you. And if they're not looking at you, they're not going to be listening to you. So you're going to lose them. So eye contact is so important because it makes us as speakers feel more confident, more assertive, more believable. Okay, now, if I'm looking at you as an audience, I'm scanning your faces, that's going to invite you to indulge, be a part of my speech. So it's not just a one-way deal. If I'm speaking to you and I'm looking at you and you're looking at me, we're still connecting, right? I mean, you're connecting, just because I'm doing the talking doesn't mean I'm the only one here. I mean, we're still connecting. Then it becomes a two-way street. Instead of being inactive receivers of the information, you become active participants. My speech takes on a dialogue, not a monologue, and it becomes a conversation. Because I maintain that as I speak to each one of you, even though this is a group, each person is receiving my information, so I'm speaking to each one of you. I'm having a conversation with each person in here. So to sum up eye contact a little bit, I think the most important thing is it causes you to pause. It causes you to slow down. Then people can communicate with you. They're going to receive your information. At Online Trading Academy about 10 months ago, I gave a speech, an instruction, and I didn't do very well. That's primarily why I'm here. And what I did, I zoomed through the information. I've been in the business 30 years, and I just know it too well. And I just thought everybody else knows what I know. And I, like a machine gun, went through everything. I didn't connect with people. Instead of looking in their eyes and pausing, giving them a chance to catch up, especially with technical information. So that was the reason I approached you guys, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. It's helped me, I hope, come a long ways. Christine's been a really big, she has been an inspiration for me. She's encouraged me. So what she says is absolutely true. Now, let's be clear, I'm not an expert in this, obviously you know that right now. So I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing it for me, because I feel like if you get up here and talk about something, you begin to believe it. First of all, let's get into gestures a little bit now. I want to talk about the problem we have with fear. It's a primal instinct which 20,000 years ago saved our lives, right? We had to get away from that saber-toothed tiger. If I was, as Christine said once in her speech, if I was 20,000 years ago facing this many people and looking at you guys, and you were looking at me, it was going to be a death sentence. Ron was probably gonna throw a spear through me. I would be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So fear is the biggest thing we gotta get over, because guess what it does? It keeps us from connecting with each other. If we're afraid, we're not gonna connect. So also, fear would probably cause us to do things like this, or this. We do subconscious things. I see good speakers doing this. I don't know if Barack Obama does it, but I know we do it. Without saying a word, our bodies can convey a great deal of information. Right now, my tone of voice, my posture, my gestures can greatly impact the perception that you have of me. So the body can, and gestures can convey more information than the spoken word, they say. Speakers can generate a great deal of emotion and a great deal of interest through nonverbal communication. A speaker's gestures can impact, can be an effective tool for emphasizing and clarifying the words we use, making them more genuine, sincere, and showing enthusiasm. So what I want to do with my gestures is I want to make my words more vivid, give them color, bring life into them. So when I use a gesture we need to use our gestures for a purpose, reason like this. I want to bring this information to you. I think I've got some great stuff for you guys. I really care about you guys. I want you to get what I got to say. Also, we want to invite people into our speech. We want to use a smile or get people to laugh. That'll connect. That helps you connect. And another gesture we don't want to use is if we're using the prompts. We don't want to be in this situation. The last speech I gave, I was like this, going 1, 2, 3. I still need to be looking into your faces, using gestures when I'm using prompts. Prompts is not for me, it's for you. And finally, let me bring, since this red thing is facing me, bring this into a conclusion. What are we talking about here? We're talking about connecting with people because we care about them. It starts with eye contact and gestures, because we connect not only with what we say, but with our eyes and our gestures. Thank you.